Hi, my name is Mark Howell. I want to be your instructor this semester for Information Business Systems Concepts, CTS 115-620. This is an online class, uh, but as with any classes, there will be expectations that I need you to follow. Let's go over some housekeeping rules. My office is E339, phone number 828-726-2339. Email address mhowell@ccc&ti.edu. I'm very responsive to my email, so if you send an email, I'll try to get back to you as quickly as I can. My office hours, I pretty much have office hours every day, usually morning to early afternoon. Thursdays is the only one I want you to pay attention to. I start a little bit later on Thursdays. Office hours in my office for the first part of the morning or late morning and early afternoon, and then from 2:30 I switch over to F221. I've got some networking classes that have some online, some labs that may need physical equipment, so I'll be in that room for those couple of hours. But feel free to stop in if that's the best time for you. The textbook that we're going to be using for this class is Fundamentals of Information Systems by Stair and Reynolds. Probably looks something, see if I can get this up there, something like that. Just make sure it's the 9th edition, 2018. I'm pretty sure the bookstore's got it in stock. But the purpose of this class is pretty much to describe the role of IT, information technology, computers in businesses and business processes. So it just kind of goes through a lot of different information, from information for how it's used in business, how hardware, some software, how databases and big data. You've heard terms of big data. We'll talk about what big data analytics is. We'll talk about networking and cloud computing. Some of this may sound familiar to other classes you've taken, but never hurts to hear it again. We'll talk about just the way, how information is exchanged, how systems are developed, information systems are developed, a little bit about the security and ethics. So all of that comes into play. Now, I did say this is an online class, but with an online class, you still have attendance. Now, the only way I take attendance in this is I give you a reflection journal. Each week, ask you to write 250 words on what did the material covered this week, what impacted it? What did you learn? Did you like the text? Free form, no canned answer, no right or wrong answer. I'm just looking to get feedback. Being an online class, this forum, this reflection journal, gives me a way of getting a sense as to how much you're absorbing the information, and if I need to speed up or slow down, add more information to it because you're underworked. I know you'll never agree to that, but it just is a way of letting me see how the flow of the class is going. Now, for some reason, when I withdraw from class, don't assume by you not doing things that I will automatically drop you from the class. It's your responsibility. If you want to withdraw from class, decide you don't want to take the class, it's an easy process. Fill out the form. I'll sign it. Student services will even find a way to drop it. But don't expect me, just because you're not doing things, to drop you. I'm not required to. So just keep that in mind. How your grades are going to be determined in this class. You're going to have 15% of your grade based on the reflection journal. So you pretty much get, just by showing up, doing the attendance part of it every week, you get 15% free. Another 15% is from chapter assignments. Then they're going to have 35% will be on a midterm, which the midterm will cover parts 1 and 2, which is pretty much chapters 1 to 4. And then 35% of your grade will be based on a final exam, which are parts 3, 4, and 5 of the text, which pretty much take you from chapters, I think, 5 to 10. So just keep that in mind. Now, one thing I have in each of these, one of the assignments is what I call review quizzes. And those review quizzes are quizzes you can take over and over and over again. But the advantage of those quizzes, they don't count towards your grade, but I use all the questions from those review quizzes in your midterm and finals. So the more you see it, the better likely you'll have doing better, getting a better grade on the final and midterm. We're on a 10-point scale at the college. So A's are 90 and above, and that's where you're all going to be. But 80 to 89, 70 to 79, so on and so forth. Kind of a ballpark of what we're going to be doing this semester is week 1, cover chapter 1. Chapter 1 is an overview of information systems at high level, and then just kind of gives a smattering and overarching material of what's going to be covered the rest of the semester. We'll spend 2 weeks in hardware and software. We'll spend a couple of weeks in database systems and big data. We'll spend a couple of weeks in networks and cloud computing. And those would be the first 4 chapters that'll be on the midterm. And then from 5 to the last 6 chapters, 5 through 10, we'll probably cover 1 a week. So just to give you a ballpark what we're doing. So if you have any information, any disability services, just stop by Student Services and either see Tuesday Sigmund or Nancy Leonard at Motaga as far as getting the appropriate forms and making sure we're both in the loop. Now, one thing I'm doing, I did an experiment last year with a tool called Remind. And what Remind is a way that we can text back and forth. I can send a text to the class, to an individual, and they can text back. But you have to get yourself linked into my class. And I've got a form. If you look under the course information, Remind Setup, and here it's just a PDF saying, here, this is the class. So you can either go to a browser and put in a link. If you're going to do it from a mobile phone, you'll have to download an app. And then make sure you're logging into CTS115-620. If you don't have a small phone, you can text that information, or you can just go to a desktop computer. I think 3 different ways to get enrolled. But if you don't enroll to get the text, I will put your school email address in so that if I text anything out to people that did sign up for Remind, you'll get an email from that. So you won't be out of the loop of any information exchange or questions that are being asked. So I look forward to this class. It should be fun, give you a nice view of what information systems are and how business relate to each other. And hopefully you can teach me some things and I can teach you a few things. Looking forward to being with you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.